Broadcasting from the basement of La Penta, it's WICR.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Sports Fall Jersey. Joe Archino back here, and by now everyone has heard the news. The media has been encircled by the reports and the footage of Nick Young being filmed by D'Angelo Russell and basically admitting that he's cheated on his fiancée, Iggy Azalea, who's a pop star, but it really, all attention is now on D'Angelo Russell and the fact that he's been isolated by the other Lakers players. And really, what it all comes down to is the one word that you've heard me repeat on this show time and time again, and that's trust. And clearly, D'Angelo Russell has lost the trust of all of his teammates. And look, he exposed a guy who was doing something wrong anyway, so I really have no sympathy for Nick Young in this situation. But what it really comes down to is, what does this say about the state of the Lakers? It really, this is reality for the Los Angeles Lakers this season. They're on pace to have their worst record in NBA history. They just are coming off a 48-point loss to the Utah Jazz. And let's be honest, Utah is not Golden State and San Antonio. To lose that way to a team like that, it's just, again, you keep on kind of seeing gradual signs of the decline of the Los Angeles Lakers, and we've seen it case in point. This season has been a farewell tour. That's what it's been. It's been a bona fide farewell tour where they've just paid and they've gotten interest because of Kobe Bryant saying bye to the game. But after that, what do the Lakers have? They have situations like this, D'Angelo Russell, and what's supposed to be the building blocks for this team, who've had great positions in the draft. They draft a guy like Julius Randle. They get a guy like D'Angelo Russell. Clearly, culture, I say it all the time, culture in sports matters. I'm not the first one who said that, but it's so true. Culture in sports really matters. The Lakers are built on the right culture, but you can't maintain that culture if you don't put the right people in place. It's just the way it is. It doesn't matter if it's in business or if it's in sports. You can't maintain a great culture without bringing in people who fit that culture. Some people just don't fit it. And the one word that makes sure you will fit a culture is trusting. Clearly, D'Angelo Russell has not had that word. And we've seen, Byron Scott, by all means, won't be back next season, but he's called him out for his levels of immaturity, saying that he goofs off too much in practice. And for me, I thought it was an easy pick. I thought last season he was the best player in the NBA draft by far. I really did. And you look at what the Lakers did, and they took the right guy with the second pick. But he certainly has not lived up to what he should have been doing for this team, and he was such a transcendent talent. Coming out of Ohio State, I think it was so easy to see why this guy had such a edge to him and why he could succeed in the NBA, but it just hasn't happened, and really it comes down to trust above all else. Now, he's shown a couple glimpses here and there, but for the most part, he has not lived up to that, and he's really isolated himself from the team. You got to remember, this is a kid who's 19 years old, and if he's already this young and his teammates are already turning their backs on him, you've got to worry about, guys like that have fragile minds. It just is. NBA players have fragile minds. They're not all tough like some of the other guys in professional football or some of the other ones are. It's kind of a prima donna sport more than anything. I hate to say it like that, but it just is. These are guys, this is a sport where the way the money works, there's not as much risk as there are in the other ones. In football, you could get cut tomorrow and you lose everything. In the NBA, you have much more protection, and I think it kind of fuels into that where players don't have that same level of toughness. And right now, the whole Lakers situation, again, their reality is they've escaped what used to make them so special. And right now, you hear it. I heard Stephen A. Smith come on Mike and Mike this morning and kind of talk about it. And while I don't agree with a lot of the things he normally says, he hit the nail on the head where he just talked about the Lakers are a mess of an organization right now. And they just are. We look at the Cleveland Cavaliers and some of the problems that they're having. They're winning, but they're not doing it with an identity. And that lack of identity is all rooted in the organization. And culture stems from all echelons of an organization, from the owner down to the general manager, down to the head coach, down to the players. Culture is rooted in all those layers. But if one of them is kind of out of whack, or especially at the top, if you're not getting the right leadership from there, well, it's just going to reflect all those other layers. And clearly, I think that's the case with the Lakers. Their leadership is weak, and that really stems to all other layers of this team. And again, with the way that we see what's winning in the NBA, it's unselfishness. It's sometimes not being the most exciting, like the San Antonio Spurs, which they've sustained winning for so long. You never hear anything coming out of it. Even Golden State, while they play flashy, how much new noise do you ever really hear out of Golden State? You really don't hear that much, and I think that's kind of a testament to what Steve Kerr has done there, the unselfishness that we see there. It's a group that generally likes each other, and the Lakers is the complete opposite. Nick Young, of course, the word trust is not there. Again, you can criticize him for what he did, and I think clearly, you never do that, but he exposed something that, of course, was wrong, but I don't think he did it for the right reasons. I think he did it just goofing off, not having that maturity. I mean, there are people who might have done something like that because it bothered them. They have a fundamental feeling that what a guy like Nick Young was doing was wrong, and he wanted to expose it. And I think sometimes you could get behind something like that. But based on everything we've seen from D'Angelo Russell, I don't think we have any expectation to believe that he had any moral crusade in doing what he did. I think it's just one of those things where he lacks maturity. He's young. The Lakers are a mess of an organization right now. And again, culture matters in sports, and this is what the reality of culture is for the LA Lakers, and it doesn't look to be improving anytime soon. Once Kobe Bryant hangs up the cape, not the cake, excuse me, what's going to happen with that team? And I think more than anything, they're just in a period of uncertainty, and that's certainly something, a period in a word that has not been very well connected with the Lakers in their long and thriving history, but it's the reality for them now, and it doesn't look like it's changing anytime soon. Until then, Jersey Joe Archino here with the Sports Vault. You can follow me on Twitter at Joe Archino and on Instagram, Jersey_Joe_Archino, and I'll see everybody next time.